Welcome to Unfiltered. We have got the band back together again. Ren has returned from his trip to Papua New Guinea. Now, Ren, we were up there a couple of weeks ago. Isn't it an amazing spot?
Yeah, incredible, mate. Especially the part of Papua New Guinea I was in. I was in Kavieng, which is an island, group of islands that's above, the main island of Papua New Guinea. And Steve Pike, who's the welfare officer at the Canterbury Bulldogs, he's been doing his own sort of funding and trying to raise money and awareness for the last 6 years. He's been doing it off his own back, and he's got a lot of former NRL players and current NRL players to go up with him. And he gave me the opportunity to go up, and we finished off a classroom that they've been building on Enuk Island for the last few years.
Who organised it? Honestly, who organised it? Because I had no idea about it. But obviously, I can see in the picture. I see like Corey Hughes, DJ, Jarrad Hickey, like all the Bulldogs boys seem to be.
They only pick ex-Bulldogs legends to go up there, William. So you haven't got to start yet.
All right, maybe next year.
I don't know what the link is with Pikey and Papua New Guinea, but he's been going back there for the last 6 years. I think he's got a title. They call him Chief up there.
What?
They would.
We call him. It's called Mai. Chief is Mai.
They call him Chief?
No, we just called him Chief.
Yeah,
we
okay.
just cheered him everywhere. But what he does is incredible, especially for the people up there. We took suitcases full of Canterbury gear and Sharks gear because Daniel Holdsworth's got a link with the Sharks now, and just to see the smile on their faces is incredible, and to hear what they have to do to not only eat but to go to school and get an education, and if they're island babies essentially, they're not used to the mainland, they're just in remote parts of the world in the Pacific. And
is the passion for rugby league as strong up there as it is in the main cities, do you reckon?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I've said the word remote, but I'm on a small island. There's probably 150 people on this island, and you've got people recognise you and come up and want a photo and say their favourite player is yourself or whoever else, and you don't realise that they have to.
You?
Definitely not him. But to watch a game, they all travel in boats to get to different islands so they can watch the game. It's incredible. And the actual island of Kavieng itself is obviously a big island. Not huge in comparison to the mainland, but they just absolutely love their rugby league.
It's a beautiful spot.
One guy actually was building, because we put a roof on the classroom, was doing it in his footy boots. So
oh really?
He was keen. He was keen for.
He was ready to have a run.
He was ready to go.
He was ready to have a run.
Just in case you were just going to call Maitua out.
Did he run at you?
I played soccer and got stitched up by like 8-year-olds.
Mate, it is an amazing experience when you go over and you get to do what you've done. And Will and I had such a great time there. And you spent a bit of time in Moresby, which we'll talk about later. And I think it's you have done nothing but rave about it since you got back. Yeah,
it's definitely the most rewarding trip I've ever had and the most beautiful place I've ever been to. And I should mention Noosa Retreats as well for putting us up, and Lissanong Island for providing us with food, every day after work. So incredible spot. I can't wait to go back. I've definitely put my hand up for next year. I don't know if we get the big fella on the tools.
Oh. You won't get me on the tools. You get me up there, mate.
I think we'd like to do some stuff in healthcare in the hospitals next year. So over the next 12 months, we'll be campaigning to raise some money and go back there. Yeah,
look, I didn't have probably the awareness of Papua New Guinea until the hunters came through and everybody, but as a whole, you don't think about Papua New Guinea. And I must say, one thing that this show's allowed us to do is to have a real affinity with this country, and we love it.
I just don't think people realise, maybe these young NRL players don't realise the love that the Papua New Guinea people have for NRL.
I didn't.
You wouldn't have had a clue. I knew about it, I just never had been there. But even just going there, you had to see it for yourself, you know what I mean? It's a genuine love for the sport and love for their players. Like, seriously, like in New Guinea, hopefully we can get an unfiltered show there, soon, during the quarterfinals when you guys make it, and just supply a lot of SP beer because
we'll travel for SP.
I love it.